right, today is a kind of a cloudy, misty May 27th, 2022. It's Friday before Memorial Day weekend, and you know what that means. The summer schedule begins. The Hamptons and Montauk services, there'll be first runs of some eastbound trains today, such as 2708, 2798, and 2714. We hope to capture all three of those, plus any additional trains. You're looking at the 1868 and later rebuilt 1888 Oakdale Station. We're here to catch 2708, the old advanced Cannonball, en route from Hunters Point Avenue, Long Island City to Montauk. We're at the west end of the Oakdale train station, and here you see a lot of maintenance away paraphernalia. Rail, ties, concrete, and wooden ones. 2770 from Babylon to Patchogue is approaching us at 2:46 p.m. Arriving Oakdale Station to the east. Okay, 2:58 p.m. Approaching Oakdale is 2708, the old advanced Cannonball. First run, runs non-stop from Jamaica to West Hampton. Good sound, 522 and 514 trailing. We move further west to Islip Station. Going to be catching another train that's making its first run today. It's a train that runs from now through the Friday before Columbus Day weekend. Train 2745 from Spionk to Jamaica. Okay, time is 3:51 p.m. Standing west of the Islip Station at the Nassau Avenue crossing. As train 2745 is leaving the station, heading for Jamaica, performing his first run of the season. This guy's taking it easy, this equipment. Eastbound equipment train from Patchogue to Babylon. By at 4 o'clock. Okay, 403, here comes 2772, Jamaica Patchogue approaching the Nassau Avenue crossing. Solid horn blowing. We're standing on the grass next to the old 84 Lumber Company. now gone. Used to be served by rail. Yeah, it's a really murky, gloomy afternoon as we move west to Babylon. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. Gonna wait for the Cannonball, train 2798 from Penn Station to Montauk, making his first run tonight. This is the old Long Island Railroad train 22, the old parlor car Cannonball of LIRR. And tonight he'll have 12 cars. He'll be an impressive train. And after he passes, we'll wait for the Flying Yankee to come in on train 140. As the Cannonball is not far away, he's west of Amityville, bringing the early summer revelers out to the Hamptons and Montauk, but it doesn't look and feel much like summer, as a mist is blowing in off the ocean. Okay, at 4:57, coming out of the fog, is train 2798, the Cannonball, on his first run. Runs non-stop from Penn Station to West Hampton. Right behind him will be the Flying Yankee. He was chasing him out of Jamaica on his express run to Amityville, but he has to make Amityville, Copiague, and Lindenhurst before he gets here. I can see the placard for the Cannonball from here as he comes. Here he is. Train back again. Well, at 5:05, approaching his train 140, New York to Babylon, a real high-wheeler. Should have the Flying Yankee if you didn't take the day off. One of the fastest trains on the railroad, this is. Non-stop, Jamaica to Amityville. Hey Joe, where's your buddy? Oh, bummer, the Flying Yankee wasn't running that train, but Conductor Joe was on. Yeah, that equipment train that departed west to New York, Conductor Joe was working that job, but the regular engineer, the Flying Yankee, had to take off today. We'll stick around and catch 2712 from Hunters Point Avenue to Montauk, and 2714 making his first run from Penn Station to Montauk. Monday through Thursdays during the summer, that's 2740 from Penn Station to Speonk. Well, coming in a little late at 5:25 is train 2709, Montauk to Jamaica. This train has been late right from the start. His equipment must have been late arriving on 2796. As I said, train 2709 is the equipment that turns from 2796. That's a seasonal train that runs earlier in the day. Around noontime it gets here. Runs non-stop, Jamaica to Patchogue, and then all stops to Montauk. Fridays only in the summer. Today was his first run. On Monday through Thursday, it's train 2706. Makes Jamaica Babylon and all stops. Okay, 2709 is departing west. Next stop, Jamaica. It's got the longest train he could possibly have with one diesel engine. 33 approaching his train 2712 en route from Hunters Point Avenue to Montauk as the fog gets thicker. Years ago on Friday nights in the summer, this train was called the East Ender. By DE 30AC 400, the first DE delivered to the railroad. Got a salute from the conductor. Well, it's getting rather ominous to the west in addition to the fog. Storm is coming. By the time 2714 gets here at a little after 6, it should be raining pretty hard. Well, it's 6:15. Here's train 2714. New York to Montauk, making his first run tonight. There's the Tower of Babylon. That's all for today. I'll be back out with a vengeance on Memorial Day, Monday. Today is Memorial Day, Monday, May 30th, 2022. That has always been the traditional Memorial Day before they made it the last Monday in May. And we're here to spend a grand day on the Montauk branch, getting Montauk trains galore, etc. And there'll be lots of them. And they'll be running with very long trains. You have a fleet of eastbounds in the morning and early afternoon, and a bevy of westbounds, many of which will be making their first runs of the season today. So it should be quite an entertaining day on the Montauk branch. We're pretty much going to cover a territory in the Babylon-Spionk corridor. And today being Memorial Day, one must remember our fallen dead and the people who fought for our freedom. Can't help but think of my dad. He was a World War II tank driver. He won a Purple Heart in the Oak Leaf Cluster. Me, I just served in the peacetime Air Force and Air National Guard, but I was proud to serve my country. As you can see, it's a gorgeous day today. Should be very comfortable, kind of warm. Should be about 80 degrees. Humidity should be manageable, which will make today a most enjoyable odyssey on the Montauk branch. And I neglected to mention where we are. We're at the good old Windsor Avenue crossing in Brightwaters, just west of Bayshore. Okay, time is 7:57 a.m. as we stand at the Windsor Avenue crossing in Brightwaters, and approaching is Eastbound Train 8702. It's our first eastbound Montauk train of the day. He'll be powered by, well, he's going to have a dual mode sandwich with 10 cars. Leader is DM30AC 518. That has that Salvation Army bell, but it has a great K5LA horn, and this engineer is blowing the horn well. Yeah, I'm really into horns. Being a former trombone player, I believe in the power of the horn, and I believe that horn should be heard to the fullest. This train runs 6 months out of the year, generally. That sounded good. He's empty going out, but he's going to be packed coming back. That set of equipment should return later. We move further east of Bayshore at the Panattaquid Avenue crossing. It's a pretty wide open spot with good lighting in both directions this time of the day. Get a few trains here. And in the woods east of the crossing, I stumbled onto this little compound. It looks like somebody built this for stray cats. I saw one bolt out of here as I walked up. You can hear this horn coming from afar. This is 8730, 838, looking west at Panattaquid, where the lighting is just great for an eastbound. 8730s from Jamaica to Speonk. "15 minutes later, 8704 should be coming by from Jamaica to Montauk. "853, here comes 8704, Jamaica Montauk. Yeah, long trains will be the order of the day on these Montauk trains. Sometimes they even wind up on some Speonk trains. Yeah, we're at the next crossing east of Panattaquid at Brentwood Road. Gonna get 8701 going west, Montauk to Jamaica. That's a turn of 8700, which leaves Jamaica after 1 o'clock in the morning. He'll have a 10-car sandwich too. Okay, 914, westbound coming is 8701, Montauk, Jamaica. You'll see him pass the westbound position light signal here. We're just west of milepost 41, measured from Long Island City, the start of the Montauk branch. You can bet he's got a tired crew on board. They went on duty a little after midnight. And we move further east of Islip Station, at one of my favorite spots on the Montauk branch. It's a nice photo location, and I appreciate the ethnicity behind the street name, Irish Lane. West of the crossing, I can't read the milepost, but I assume it's 43. So just pulling out of Islip Station at 9:58 is train 8760 en route from Jamaica to Patchogue. Leader is DE30AC number 400. When I think of that number, I'm reminded of the old Chicago and Northwestern Railroad long-distance passenger trains. friendly toot from the engineer there. We now move way further east to Bayport. We're at the Bayport Avenue grade crossing. This is the east end of the Bayport Crossing Bell Alley. And we're here to hopefully witness some symphonic performances, two of them. 8732 Jamaica Spionk with DE30AC 413 with a K5 LLA horn that I love so much. Followed by 8706 Jamaica to Montauk with DM30AC 509 with a K5 LLA horn. And hopefully Spaghetti and Meatballs will be piloting that train. That's his normal weekend assignment. Hopefully he'll have that today on Memorial Day. Diversion seeing these World War I era biplanes. Love the sound of them. I was following them too. Another one. 6 of them took off together and they're landing together. Okay, 1047 approaching his train 8732 with 413 leading. I could hear this train approaching in the distance and this engineer was blowing the horn like a champ. Gorgeous day. The engineer on that train was, if he ever watches my YouTube video, I just want to offer my sincerest congratulations for a job well done. All right, we're waiting for 8706 from Jamaica to Montauk with the 509, another K5 LLA horn. Hopefully Spaghetti and Meatballs is running this train today. I don't know. I can tell if he's running by the way he blows the horn. He tends to quill it like he's blowing a whistle on a steam locomotive, and indeed he wishes he were running a steam locomotive on these trains instead of a diesel. He's a fan. He loves to entertain people with the horn, big hot dog, and he just loves steam. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he had a whistle off the Union Pacific 844 in his bedroom that he uses as an alarm clock. All right, it's around 11:10 and 8706 should be here soon. If Spaghetti is running this train, if he knows you're out there, he'll give you an extra blast on the horn. He'll blow it for all it's worth and pull out all the stops. Whenever I rail fan, I always wear a bright armor yellow Union Pacific cap for high visibility, so even from a distance, he could probably tell that it's me. Okay, 11:14, approaching his 8706. I heard him blowing back in Sayville. It sounds like it might be him because he was quilling the horn. Him. He usually sticks his hand out the window when he passes. Between the good horn blowing and the antique transportation, it's been a most entertaining 45 minutes here. And approaching Patchogue at 11:48 is train 8762 from Babylon. It's going to pass these manual block signals, at least the one going west is. PD1, west end of that interlocking. And this is where trains cut out their automatic speed control going westbound. We moved east of Patchogue at the Grove Avenue crossing, just east of milepost 54. All right, approaching at 12:23 is train 8737 en route from Spionk to Babylon. I really didn't want to get too many cab car led trains today, but since I've never filmed at this crossing, I might as well get it. He's going to blow for the Conklin Avenue crossing and this Grove Avenue crossing here. Lovely sound, isn't it? Like chalk on a blackboard. We move further east. We're just west of the Bellport station at the Dunton Avenue crossing. They say it's located in East Patchogue, but I beg to differ. Sign says Hagerman. All right, approaching at 107. He's a little bit late. Is train 8703 en route from Montauk to Jamaica. This guy will have another 10-car sandwich. I think he went east on 8702 this morning. And leader was DM30AC 516. I think that's one of two engines that has a K5L horn as opposed to the K5LL. K5L sounds kind of shallow, and the K5LL horns have a much deeper sound. We'll stick around here for 8710, Jamaica to Patchogue, which I can hear them blowing for crossings in Patchogue. Okay, we're looking west at the Dunton Avenue crossing. From a nice elevated vantage point as 8710 approaches from Jamaica to Montauk. Pardon me. And 8710 is approaching. Leader is DM30AC 505 with another 10-car sandwich. Now that's a K5LL horn. You can tell the difference. Well, we move further east to the old Brookhaven station site. As you can see, it was in service from 1884 to 1958. Nice wooded area here. We're at the old Stump Road crossing. We're at the west end of the Wertheim Wildlife Refuge. That refuge covers an extensive area from here pretty much to the Mastic Shirley station. It's been a gorgeous day, all day long. Okay, time is 2:19. Approaching westbound is train 8739. Right from Speonk to Babylon. It's about to pass the abandoned Bardo Road crossing. It's kind of a dead-end road, and most of that road is private property through this wildlife refuge. Yeah, he's blowing for that crossing. I think my eardrum is still in me. Right about now he's passing by Painter's Restaurant, popular eatery in this area. Continuing our eastward trek, we're at the Smith Road crossing just west of Mastic Shirley. We're at the east end of the Wertheim Wildlife Refuge. We're just east of the Carmen's River. Okay, at 3:04, approaching west is train 8705. He's running a bit late, no doubt due to heavy loadings at all the stations out east. He makes all stops, Montauk to Patchogue, then express to Jamaica. His leader will be DM30AC 513. It had been out of service for a lengthy period of time, but was brought back into service during the early spring. We move further east to the quiet crossing, J. Hawkins Road in Mauritius. We're waiting for train 8707 en route from Southampton to Jamaica. He'll be making his first run today. In the previous train we saw 8705, Montauk, Jamaica, that was making its first run today. 4:01, here comes 8707. You'll have 6 cars and an engine shoving, the maximum that one engine could push. Okay, we've moved further east. This is the site of the old Santa Mauritius train station. It was discontinued in 1998 due to poor patronage. At 4:10, approaching eastbound is train 8736. From Jamaica to Spionk. He'll turn west later as 8743 back to Jamaica. Very noisy crossing. Nice quilling. I wonder if that was spaghetti. Continuing further east, we're at the East Mauritius Boulevard crossing. Not in East Mauritius, but Eastport. And looking west from the crossing, you can see the east end of the old block limit siding of PT. The west end of the siding at PT is just short of where the Eastport Manaville branch took off. That track went straight to the northwest from here, and the Montauk branch curved off to the left, just beyond the switches of PT at the west end. I think this area is right where the old Eastport station used to be. Eastport was served by the Long Island Railroad until 1958, as was East Mauritius. Here is Eastport Feeds. It looks almost like a Midwestern grain elevator. And you see a railroad track embedded in the ground here. But no, There's no freight service serving this plant. Okay, approaching at 4:47 is train 8709 en route from Montauk to Jamaica. This train runs all year round. This crew went out on 8706 this morning. Not the same equipment though. Over the switches at PT. Okay, we're at the furthest east point that I'm going to go today. This is the South Bay Avenue crossing in Eastport. We're about a mile west of Speonk. Going to catch train 8711 from Montauk to Jamaica, making his first run today. This train was added several years ago when the remote signaling was installed out here, out to Montauk. 5:17, the gates are going down for 8711. We just pulled out of Speonk, and this is about the best view of any railroad crossing I've had today. The sun is just perfect for a westbound here, and it's an unobstructed view. Beautiful. He's about to pass milepost 70. He's raising the smoke. Best run by of the day. Okay, after a whirlwind tour out towards Speonk on the Montauk branch and a nice dinner and a glass of wine, we're here at the 1890 built Oakdale train station. It was inspired by William Vanderbilt, who had an estate about a mile away from here called Idle Hour, and this station was built in 1890, still standing. And this station was the site of the first wedding ever held in a Long Island Railroad train station. A couple got married in this building back in 1995. Any way you look at it, this station is a marvel. In fact, the platforms were deliberately built to the west of this building so as to not block the view of it. Okay, time is 7:20. Approaching now is train 8715 that runs from Montauk to Jamaica. This train runs all year long. Should have an 8-car sandwich. Leader will be DM30AC 514, which has a pretty decent K5LL horn. Sounds good. Okay, we moved west to Bayshore. We'll spend the rest of the day catching 8717, the old Cannonball from Montauk to New York, and 8719 from Montauk to Jamaica. And you're looking at this grand station building here at Bayshore. There are many other station buildings like it on the railroad, like Mineola, Huntington, Riverhead, Bayside, to name a few. Note this sign at the east end of the platform here at Bayshore. Something I did not know what this sign means. I often saw it, but it just never registered. This sign means that when an engineer pulls out of the station, he only needs to blow one blast of the horn before crossing the crossing here. If an engineer does not see that sign, he has to blow the standard 14L grade crossing signal. 2 longs, a short, and a long. Well, it's about 8:15 p.m. and pretty soon train 8717 will be blasting through en route from Montauk to Penn Station. What used to be called the Cannonball on Sundays is now a nameless train. Years ago it was called the Sundowner, had all parlor cars, heavyweight parlor cars, and a couple of engines on it, and I remember it as a kid. With parlors and coaches, it was like 19 cars and as many as 3 engines, 3 RS3s or 2 Fairbanks Morse engines. It was quite a sight. But I think you can see what you have witnessed on the Montauk branch on Fridays and holidays or Sundays other than holiday weekends. It's just a fantastically busy line, and you got to see a lot of long trains, and it's been fun. I've been out doing this today for 13 hours and it went by like that. It's amazing how fast time flies when you're having fun. When I was working, and I worked an 8-hour shift, it seemed like 13 hours. So, I don't know. It's better to work at doing something that you love than something you do that's just a job. All right, it's 8:23. I'm standing just east of the 3rd Avenue grade crossing in Bayshore and east of the station as we get 8717 approaching now. The gates are going down to the east. Got 8738 en route from Jamaica to Speonk coming also. Now that run by was definitely worthy of the Cannonball. Impressive. Great horn blowing. And here comes 8738 with his K5LA on DE30AC number 418. Sounds almost as good as 518. Conclusion of a great day and lots of great horn blowing. I was very impressed with the noises that I've heard today.